Maybe somebody can help me. Maybe I need help. Because I don't know how you're on like a steady progression from, kind of okay to like really good to really, really good to this. To Phantom Menace. That was bad. That was bad. I'm just gonna straight up, that was bad. Let's get into all the reasons why that was just not good at all. First of all, this little kid should have been like 15. I'm sorry, I don't want to see a little kid accidentally destroy a space station. That was stupid. That was just dumb. I'm sorry I'm being like kind of aggressive and mean, but it's like, this is really, really bad and I don't understand why, and it's very perplexing why it's so bad. Even Ewan McGregor, who's a great actor, was bad in this. I don't understand. Can I just say that the problem inherently, I feel like, with prequels is that you already know where the story is going. That's why I didn't need to see a Star Trek Enterprise. I didn't need to see a Star Trek Discovery. It's about strange new worlds, explore new things, go forward. I tend to not like prequels, so that was already kind of like, okay, prequels, whatever. I would much prefer you do new stuff and go forward, because it's just going to lead into the place where we already know it's going to lead. So right, so you got this little boy who can't act, who is really smart, and can create sentient robots, and pilot this pod racer really well, but he doesn't know what stars are. So, like, I don't understand how you're giving me, like, okay, we got this genius child. But he's like, what are stars? How many stars are there in the galaxy? So that right off the bat is super annoying. And that pod racing scene just went on and on and on and on. They literally showed, like, all 3 laps. I don't need to see this. What is this? This is like trying to sell me toys. I guarantee you they sold those like racer toy cars, because that's all that was. It was like a toy commercial. That was like a 10-minute toy commercial for racing cars in the middle of a freaking movie, which, by the way, this movie was like half a cartoon. There is so much bad CGI. I know that is the distinction, because a lot of CGI in movie, like whatever. A lot of really, really bad CGI is not okay. Especially when this is like around the same time as Lord of the Rings. There's no excuse for it to look this ridiculous. And don't even get me started on Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is like, I know people talk crap about this character on the internet. I've seen it. But it's not just this character. His entire race is annoying and unneeded. Why do we need this gigantic underwater stupid race of CGI animals? I mean, Star Wars made a name for itself with all of these practical effects, and you would think they would do that and not so much CGI, right? There was no need for a lot of this CGI stuff. A lot of this could have just been practical effects. And I know what you're going to say. There's more practical effects in these movies than there is in the other ones. Yeah, sure. But it's also overshadowed by the terrible CGI. When we've got terrible CGI on top of everything, the effect is my eyes are bleeding out of my freaking eye sockets, right? It's not pretty. It hurts. It literally hurts to look at. I feel like Hollywood is still learning this. Like, it almost never works when you have a fully CGI character walking around next to real people. It just does not look right. It looks stupid. It looks like I'm watching something that's half cartoon, and that's not what I'm here for. And I feel like these movies also are like a tone shift, right? The original Star Wars movies were, they weren't like R-rated or anything, but they were a little bit mature. They had some mature ideas and themes in them. This movie felt like definitely made for kids. This was definitely just like 100%. We're gonna go all in. This is for children, and it's just so lame. I guess the one kind of cool thing in the movie was like Darth Maul at the end was really cool. Like he got chopped in half. That was really, really crazy. So that was cool. And also Padme's like double cross thing where she was like really the other girl the whole time. That was pretty cool. So that was cool, but I mean, most of the movie was pain. Most of this movie was pain to get through. This was pain. Like, anytime the kid was on screen, I'm just like, please shut him up. I'm like, please tell me he isn't going to be in the next movie. And he's not, thank God, because like, holy crap. So Natalie Portman's character was cool, I guess. Liam Neeson's character was pretty cool. But everyone was just kind of like middle of the road. Nothing really impressed me about this movie. The explanation about the Force and midichlorians, I didn't really understand. It was like, see, I'm back to being confused. I went from being confused in A New Hope about the Force to like kind of getting it in Empire Strikes Back and understanding it in Return of the Jedi. Now I'm fucking confused again. What are we talking about? I don't understand what's happening. I don't know. This movie, I felt like was kind of a fail for me, and I'm really confused about what happened. And I'm sorry if I'm like hurting people's feelings or just like crushing people, but like I can't get behind Phantom Menace. Hopefully Attack of the Clones will be better. But yeah, I'm not feeling the start off to this prequel trilogy so far. This little kid is Darth Vader, definitely. It's very obvious. It's super obvious that this kid's Darth Vader. You got Yoda being like, don't train him. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to train him. And I'm like, maybe you should listen to the green alien that knows a lot of stuff. I don't know. I would have listened to Yoda, but whatever. So this kid is clearly going to go evil. But whatever. It's just... That's the thing about prequels. You know where everything's going. I know where it's going, and I barely know anything about Star Wars, and I know where it's going because it's a prequel. Don't do prequels. Anyway, I don't even want to rate this movie because it's just like, I feel like I'm going to upset people. So I didn't like it. Let's leave it at that. I'm sorry I had to come on here and complain about a movie for 10 minutes. I'm really, really sorry you had to sit through that. But, those are my honest thoughts. This movie was not enjoyable for me. Maybe if I saw this as a kid, I would have liked it. But seeing this after watching the original trilogy, this movie does not even come close to comparing to any of those movies at all. All three of those movies were better than this one by miles. By miles. I mean, Empire Strikes Back is a really, really, really solid film. And my personal favorite was Return of the Jedi, although I might acknowledge that Empire Strikes Back maybe is slightly more solid than Return. But this is just a drop off in quality that like I said, I don't get. Sorry. But we'll get into the other ones. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Quinn's ideas. And while you're here, follow me on Twitter. I'm on a quest to get to 30,000 followers on Twitter in 2021. I'm like half that much right now, but if you guys just click the link in the description for me and hit that follow button, you can see all my interesting antics on Twitter. Please do it. Please do it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.